talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I'm not okay with that.
It sounded good when I thought.
Log on and join our live conversation.
Yes, I don't
You're
like
right.
that.
You're 100% right.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Tuesday, May 21st. We are live, and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. I'm here with Stephanie, Tori, Brandon, and I am Sam. Let's get started. Well, for the first time ever, a great white shark is being tracked near Greenwich, Connecticut, in Long Island South. His name is Cabot, and he's a 10-foot-long juvenile male. He had been tagged earlier off of Nova Scotia, and all the big morning news shows went shark crazy with the news. Watch.
A great white shark scare today off the coast of Greenwich, Connecticut. The first time a great white has been found in the Long Island Sound.
Oh, a great white shark is now being tracked in Long Island Sound.
The shark's track reminding us all of that 1975 summer blockbuster Jaws, which followed a great white terrorizing the fictional Amity Island.
Y'all happen to notice what media outlet wasn't on that?
What?
BET, because black people ain't getting in the water with those darn sharks. So you don't have to worry about that, my people. That's for the others.
Honestly, Hollywood movies have portrayed these animals to be like mindless killers. They're really not. They eat fish, they eat crustaceans, crabs.
No,
humans are not on the menu.
But that's why most people that survive a great white shark attack, because most of them do survive, is because the great white will bite it and go, that's not a crustacean, and then swim away, right, Stephanie?
Exactly. They're actually very loving. I think it's all down to Hollywood. Jaws, it was like 1975. It set the fear into everyone.
Them.
It did villainize them and bless them. They're fine. And that shark's not even that big. I don't know what the big fuss is about.
Yeah, they usually get up to 20 feet. So she's right. What's really interesting about great white sharks is how polite they are. So if they get into a feeding frenzy, they will be aware who is getting the most food, and instead of getting into a fight, you'll see that they flap their tails and their fins. Whoever flaps their tails and the fins the hardest gets the rest of the meal. That's according to National Geographic.
Do they know that
I love that.
Do they know that your salad fork is off on the left side? Do they
No,
put
they
their
don't.
napkins around
But they're not confrontational like people think they are. So.
Well, I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, because you're not going in.
Absolutely not.
All right, well, it is a busy day in Washington, D.C. Let's get to Kelly Schubert with the latest from Capitol Hill.
Sam, the House Judiciary Chairman just announced that former White House counsel Don McGahn will be held in contempt for failing to appear before the committee today. McGahn was a key witness to how the president handled the Russia investigation, and he was subpoenaed to testify in front of the panel. But he declined to show up because the White House said, as a former senior advisor to the president, he's exempt from having to appear before Congress. The House Judiciary Chairman says they'll hear from McGahn one way or another because subpoenas are not optional. Now, in the meantime, we've learned key Democrats met with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to discuss initiating proceedings for the impeachment of President Trump. Sam, a lot going on in Washington right now. I'll keep you updated.
Okay, so guess who might be the judge in this appeal case when it goes to court?
Who?
Merrick Garland. And if you don't know Merrick Garland, in 2016, Obama appointed him to the Supreme Court, and Republicans not only refused to vote him in, refused to vote. So it's full circle for this gentleman. Now he's dealing with another group of people trying to stall, and he's front and center.
We will be following it. Yes, we will. Yeah. And Tori will may have to translate at some points for us.
I'll do Legos.
Yes. Well, this story is definitely ticking a lot of people off. Alabama is taking a stand again, this time against depicting gay characters on kids' television. Arthur, the long-running PBS show about an aardvark with glasses, recently had an episode that included a same-sex marriage, while Alabama Public Television chose not to air it, instead airing a rerun. The director of programming said it has no plans to air the episode at a later date, explaining, quote, "Parents have trusted Alabama Public Television for more than 50 years to provide children's programs that entertain, educate, and inspire." Tori, what do you make of this?
I don't know why you would trust them. They're 50th in education in the state rankings. I don't understand this. I think it's backwards. I think it's really, really hard for me to understand this. I don't understand it.
Yeah, and it's really disrespectful, especially coming for me, was especially having a family member that identifies herself as LGBTQ, and you're looking at this and growing up. You know, we lived in the church. You know, we had different family members that were preachers, deacons, all of that. And you're reading this stuff in the Bible, Leviticus, that it's saying that this is punishable by death. Homosexuality is a sin. It's an abomination. But it also says, because people just pick and choose what they want from the Bible that suits their lives, that it also says if a woman's not a virgin on her wedding date, that's punishable by death. Exactly. If a kid is rebellious against his parents, that's punishable by death. So if you're one of these people who are going to try and use the Bible or try and use a scripture to be like, hey, they're doing the right thing, then make sure that you're looking into your own heart, into your own life, and making sure you're living the laws that you're trying to spew and say and recite to others as well. And Amen. It's just sickening, absolutely sickening.
And what I'm concerned about is I'm concerned about the kids out there, because LGBTQ kids are 5 times more likely to attempt suicide than those of their heterosexual peers. So that's alarming to me. So if you're going to tell a little kid out there, I think of my daughter Sophie, if you're going to tell a little kid out there that if they decide that they like the same sex, that they are immoral, that you can't accept them, that they are ungodly, how are they supposed to love and accept themselves? There's a reason why they're 5 times more likely to commit suicide. Yeah. So Alabama, if you're so pro-life, why aren't you protecting these LGBTQ kids? Yeah. Because they're 5 times more likely to commit suicide.
And this is the second time they've done this, Sam. In 2005, they wouldn't show the same show, cartoon, Arthur, because Buster the Rabbit has had 2 mothers. Oh. So they wouldn't show it. They preempted it as well.
We got to protect our kids, guys.
Yeah. Educate these kids. Educate and inspire is what they said, right?
Yeah.
Keep it 100.
I mean, knowledge is power, and if you keep that knowledge and don't show representation, what are you doing?
I know.
I think the rest of America needs to be very ashamed of Alabama right now. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, please chime in, DBL Nation. We want to hear from you as well. Speaking of kids programming, there's a new Muppet on Sesame Street. Hey. This is Carly, who is in foster care. She recently joined the Sesame Street family in an effort to help caregivers provide support to children in that community. Watch.
The very first heart is me and my mom together. But my mom can't be with me right now, even though she loves me very much. But then I came here to stay with my foster parents, and that made my heart feel a little bigger.
Aww.
Oh my gosh, Stephanie.
This is amazing. You know what? This is what we should be saying. Alabama, please watch and take notice. Seriously, this is a beautiful way to educate young children and make people aware of different families, different situations. And you know what? This isn't a solo thing. This happens all over the world every single day. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, we have 428,000 kids right now in foster care. 428,000 of them. So not only does this allow households and children to be educated on what their peers may be going through, but also the foster parents.
Exactly.
Right? It's an education for them as well. It's wonderful.
If you normalize it on Sesame Street, it becomes pop culture and it's normalized. And I think it's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Well done. Well done, Sesame Street.
I agree.
Well, James Holzhauer is another step closer to becoming the all-time Jeopardy champ. He returned last night for the first time in 2 weeks and won more than $89,000. His total winnings so far are $1.7 million, which means he's getting close to beating the all-time champ Ken Jennings. His $2.5 million record still has not been beaten. And speaking of which, Ken just wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post saying even he's rooting for James. Yes, Ken.
You don't root for your competition?
Yes,
for the man that's trying to take your throne?
No, you do. You root for each other because Jeopardy is all about intellectual stimulation, and it's a wonderful show that's lasted forever, and it's great to see.
Tori, if you're the greatest, you think Michael Jordan roots for LeBron James? Absolutely. Yes, until you get too close to the GOATness, to the GOAT title. Come on, Tori.
I think it's a lovely, lovely gesture, and I think it's really reinvigorating Jeopardy, especially with. You know, we know that Osterbeck is going through a lot with his cancer diagnosis. This is really pumping us all up for him. So, bravo. He's still winning with that strategy.
Do you think he's going to beat him?
Heck yeah.
You do?
Yeah, and I think he's going to get hired by a baseball team. I'm serious. As an ex-sports gambler, there's a lot of baseball teams looking into it. I swear.
What is this, Moneyball?
That's what I'm saying. Based on a true story.
Well, DBL's Live will bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, you know her hit song, Hey Mickey, but do you know what Tony Basil is these days? Find out in our latest installment of Classic Stars, Where Are They Now? And you, the viewer, our 5th host, actress Jada Pinkett Smith, is getting really personal and admitting to having a past addiction very few women recognize publicly. Your comments coming up next.
Best
Tori.
Yo, bad.
I got some cool numbers for you for James Holzhauer. He has 841 correct responses, only 27 incorrect.
So
and he always gives this look.
Me, but I messed that up. So yeah,
he has 56 daily doubles played, 52 correct.
Dang! He's got
average,
4 daily doubles wrong total.
His average margin of victory, 65,588. Wow. That's GOAT title right there.
That is GOAT
title. By the way, you're right.
It makes sense.
But that's not the point.
No, I understand completely.
I think, by the way, also, when you go for daily doubles, if you don't know what he's saying is, he goes for the thousands and the corners because he knows that's where usually the daily doubles will be definitely hidden. And then he'll not only go for that, but he'll bet $1 gazillion for it. Smart man. I like his style. And again, best imitation I could give you is this. He's like really chill about it all. So what team do you think would scoop up? What team do you want to see scoop up James Holzhauer for their baseball team? The Mets? Is that a team? So a lot of baseball teams, I know I sound crazy, but a lot of baseball teams are saying we would hire James Holzhauer because he was a sports gambler and he knows baseball incredibly well. And I think it would help the brand. So what team would you want? Mets?
Washington Nationals.
Okay, people are just shouting things. That's what I wanted. Okay, we got there. Good. Next. All right.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. Nothing is off limits when it comes to Jada Pinkett Smith's online talk show Red Table Talk, including the subject of pornography. Take a look at the A-lister sharing a shocking confession with her mom and her daughter Willow.
If I was still on my porn game, I'd be able to show you some good porn, because back in the day I had a little porn addiction, but I wasn't in a relationship when I had a porn addiction, believe it or not. Thank goodness.
I just want y'all to know this is a lot for me.
It's a lot for you. It's been a lot for me.
So DBL Nation, do you think porn is ruining relationships? Take it away, Brandon.
All right. Robert from Facebook says, too much of anything can be a bad thing. Just don't let it take control over your life. I agree, Robert. I just look at porn as a form of fantasy. We love fantasy. I mean, look at the superhero movies. Look at Twilight. Look at Harry Potter. But porn is just a fantasy that brings you pleasure. So I can see why people get addicted, and I can see why it would ruin relationships, because you want that spouse to do what that 6'5" big black dude that's big swole is doing in the video.
Big swole.
Big swole.
Thank you for that. Harriet from Facebook says, if you're open with your partner about it, porn can definitely help a relationship grow. But if you're secretive, it's going to hurt you. Harriet, wise words. I'm just happy Jada Pinkett Smith is talking about it. You don't hear women discussing porn addiction, and I'm glad it's open, and I love this new show she has because it's really sparking a ton of conversation we aren't necessarily hearing from that gender.
And she never comes off judgmental, which I love. She just spills it out.
It's
and
real.
If someone disagrees with her, she just has the conversation.
Really cool.
Yeah. Well done, Jada.
Yeah.
Bertha from Facebook says porn is the first sign that your partner is going to cheat on you. They're already cheating mentally. I don't agree with you there, Bertha. I'm sorry. I think, I do think porn can be dangerous because one of my best friends suffered from a porn addiction and they had to go to rehab for it. He struggled to have relationships and sexual intercourse, and it's really, really been difficult. And I didn't realize how much it actually affects people until it was my best friend. It got to the point where even if we used to work together and we were on a plane, certain movies he had to say, please don't watch it, there's a kissing scene, please don't.
It was a trigger for him.
Yeah, so it was a really big thing, and I think people don't take it seriously.
They don't, working with Dr. Drew for years, he would always say, and I'm going to try and channel him and regurgitate what he said, somehow sitting next to him, I learned through osmosis. But he would say that porn can be very healthy in a relationship with moderation, and porn can be extremely detrimental and debilitating to a relationship if that person is abusing that with an addiction. And he will always say that sex addiction is real, porn addiction is real, and that's coming from an addictionologist. So
that's interesting. And Jada Pinkett, which is interesting, said later in the episode, it was because of an emptiness, and that's every addict.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the same thing. That emptiness you want to fill, that's addiction.
And look, she's able to treat. She was able to treat her addiction. So kudos to her. Coming up on DBL, 80s singer and choreographer Toni Basil is. Am I saying? Okay.
You so
is keeping busy these days. We'll tell you all about her connection to Quentin Tarantino and his latest project. Next in Classic Stars, Where Are They Now?
What's going on, DBL Nation? What's going on? Basically, we'll just keep talking about the porn addiction. Could it ruin relationships? We read different comments. Some say it could help, you know, in ways. Just keep things spicy in the bedroom for some certain people. I just look at Lamar Odom just came out with a book, and he talks about how he slept with over 2,000 women, how he was addicted to sex, addicted to porn. And one of the things he said is he knew he had a problem when he felt as though he ran out of porn to watch. That means that you're watching all different types of stuff, and I bet it was unhealthy to him. And he would double down on the sex when he was taking drugs because because it doubled down on the good feeling, the state of euphoria he felt. So I feel as though when it comes to pornography and that sort of thing, it can be helpful for certain people, but then at the same time it can ruin relationships because let's say a guy, you're used to looking at something, you want your wife to do that, you want your partner to do that, and it's just not, that's just not what she does, that's just not what it could be healthy in the bedroom. So we've got Classic Stars coming up next.
Most recognizable songs in pop history, Mickey shot to #1 more than 35 years ago, and in the 80s icon behind the catchy cheerleader anthem is still blowing our mind. Toni Basil, who is now 75 years old, has not stopped dancing. She's choreographed for several major artists and films, even working behind the scenes on Quentin Tarantino's latest movie. I had the chance to sit down with Toni at the Hollywood Museum in Los Angeles. We talked about what went into the making of Mickey, and she teaches me some dance moves. Oh yeah, in today's edition of, who said uh-oh, Classic Stars, Where Are They Now?
Hey Toni, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey Toni. First of all,
Tori, you're so fine.
Thank you. You're so fine. Thank you for being here. You've been a choreographer, I want people to know that, for decades, and you're very well known for the dance community, but most people know you for Mickey. Who is Mickey?
Oh, Mickey, you're so fine.
That was recorded was called Kitty. And I changed it to Mickey, and I put the cheerleader chant on it. And I thought, wow, that's a great idea for a song. Recorded and shot around 1979, 80, and MTV didn't even exist until 81. It was for a UK company. Then the BBC asked me if I'd be interested, in doing a special. I said, okay, so I choreographed and conceptualized it and edited it in my hotel room.
What? Now, most people don't know this. I'm 37. You were 39 years old in the Mickey video, is that right?
Yes.
You wore your very own Las Vegas high school cheerleading outfit. Can you still do the moves and can you still fit in that outfit?
The outfit is hot and tight, but I can do all the moves except for that fabulous back leap.
Now let's talk about one of your latest projects. This is freaking me out. I'm so excited.
I know.
Okay. What's the coolest job you could have? Okay, let me choreograph in Quentin Tarantino's new movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. If y'all don't know, it's Leonardo DiCaprio, we got Brad Pitt, and of course, Tony is doing the choreography. How does it feel to work in such a highly anticipated movie?
It was a dream job. It was everything anybody could have ever imagined. Mr. Tarantino loves making films.
Yes, he does.
So the vibe on the set it's intense, but it's joyous. It was almost like a walk through an acid trip for me. Yeah, it was my era.
We have to talk about this video that I'm a little bit obsessed with. It's you dancing to house music that went viral. Your friend Bette Midler tweeted it out. First of all, how do you stay in such incredible shape? And talk to me about your friendship with Bette. I said Bette like I know her.
The woman could run for office. We all know her so well. We met by mail because there was no YouTube and no cell phone in the 70s. As far as the video, I dance every day and did some improvisation, and that's a little section, and people go, what? And it goes viral. And I've had a couple of those when you put my age next to my dancing.
It's mind-blowing.
But you know what? It is possible. It's possible if you just don't let go. What you lose in physical, you gain intellectually. I mean, I think my locking's much better than it was in Mickey.
Would you be interested in teaching me some locking?
You want to learn some locking?
I want to learn some locking.
Come on, girl.
Let's do some locking! Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Well, it's the best moment of my life. I'm about to learn locking from one of the original lockers. Tony Basil is here to teach me how to lock with funk.
The elbows coming up, and not so much like a hoedown. Lean over, 1, 2, 3, 4, roll and point. And are we at Daily Blast?
Yeah, Daily Blast Live.
Daily Blast.
Yes!
Yes.
God, that was amazing! Tony Basil has an awesome t-shirt line. It's amazing. It's on sale now. It's giving us major 80s vibes. Make sure to go to her website, tonybasil.net, to shop a bunch of different t-shirts, tanks, and hoodies. I'm not kidding. They're awesome. And Tony will be a huge part of the celebrity autograph signing in Los Angeles on June 28th and 29th. It's at the Westin Los Angeles Airport Hotel. We'll be right back.
Promotional
You guys, DBL Nation, I've been getting a couple challenges. How fast can you do your makeup? And today we're gonna find out. So I'm gonna start right away right now with a little bit of Tatcha Eye Pro Cream. This guy is going to help for brightening. This is what I use every single day instead of a concealer. It's gonna make sure that I look nice and awoke underneath my eyes. Quick and easy way for anyone at home that doesn't wanna use a concealer to still get a hydrated and brightened finish and actually get some skincare in their makeup. This isn't just a concealer, it's an eye cream once again with a tint. I wear the shade Candlelight from Tatcha Harper, but you guys let me know what you use. Now next, I'm going to use Kosas Facial Oil Foundation. This is amazing if you live in a dry climate like myself here in Colorado. And I'm gonna take this foundation, I'm gonna put it onto a powder brush, and this is great for spreading out coverage. I actually got this trick from my husband, Ty J. Banks, I see you out there. And you're gonna just get this even hydrated glow for your foundation. Is this for camera? Probably not, but great for everyday wear if you're working in an office, if you're working just anywhere except for in front of a camera, you should totally have this foundation. I got this about 3 weeks ago and it stays on my skin all day. And notice I'm working with makeup all day as well. I get hot, I get nice and warm through the day, I'm moving around, and still this foundation goes all over my skin beautifully. I barely even have to look at it and it looks like butter, guys. So that's gonna be my Kosas Foundation Oil. Next up, I'm gonna take a little bit of a loose powder foundation, and we're gonna blend this guy all over to set that foundation. Now, you might be asking, why are you gonna put a powder on top of foundation or on top of an oil if you're dry? I still wanna set it. I don't want this guy to move all over my skin, so the powder is going to help to make sure that it's gonna stay locked and loaded all day so I have a beautiful appearance, but I still have that smooth glow, okay? Now next here, I'm gonna take a little bit of a cream blush from Too Faced Cosmetics. This is from their Peach collection. And this is a matte cream blush to give me a little bit of color on my cheeks, y'all. Now, on my next step here, I have a little bit of a ColourPop blush and eyeshadow duo. Yes, I am using an eyeshadow for my blush, guys. And to top it out, we're taking a little bit of Too Faced highlighter. And that is a full slay from Jure for the Slay in under 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Let me know if your guys' thoughts are, and we'll see you next time, DBL Nation.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time to announce the winner of the Daytime Emmy gift bag. But just a quick reminder what's inside. $14,000 worth of goodies like luxury skincare and makeup products, cutting edge technology. And all we asked was that you, DBL Nation, send in your best award acceptance speech.
Oh boy.
So without further ado, drum roll please. The DBL Nation member taking home a Daytime Emmy gift bag worth more than $14,000 is Crystal Scram from St. Louis, Missouri. Yes. Watching us on KSDK. Let's check out her entry.
Oh, that's fun.
Thank you so much, Daily Blast Live. I'd love to thank all of the little people for always believing in me. Okay, full disclosure, I am actually the smallest person that I know, so thank you to myself. I'm being played off already. Well, it wasn't that bad.
She deserves that.
I like that. She was cute.
Very. And let me tell you, that is a good gift bag.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that robe? I was looking at the robe. So, Crystal, if it shows up without a robe.
Okay, you're not taking
She has that big fur. That was a fur jacket. She had a fur jacket on.
You're getting it all. Don't worry. We won't let Brandon steal it.
We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Congratulations, Crystal. Very excited for you. Well done. Bye, guys.
That was funny.